Chapter 10. I had a good time tonight, I tell May as she walks me towards the door. She doesn't respond. She is as closed up as I expected her to be. I told her about myself, only the relevant stuff though, but she didn't say much about herself except when she said she is a Myrtle. She is not too trusting and I don't blame her. After everything that went down with her, I don't expect her to instantly open up. I am hoping we can do this again, I say. That statement too is met with silence. She walks me up to the car. Thanks for coming, Ozzy. You are welcome, May Myrtle. I am okay with just being called May. You hate the Myrtle name. I hacks. She shrugs. Not really, but I don't like using it. I use it only when it's necessary. You could have changed it, you know. My last name, she asks. Yes. You obviously don't have a relationship with your adopted parents, so why continue using their name? My birth mother didn't leave a last name on my birth certificate. She rubbed it off and I was just May up until the Myrtles adopted me. So even if I am not in good terms with Myrtles, I can't do away with this last name because it's the only one I've had and I need it, in case you don't know. My academic credentials and NRC bear that name. I don't have the strength to go through the process of name changing, so Myrtle it is. I understand, he says. Good night, Ozzy, she says. Good night, May. I get into my car and drive off. I watch her in the mirror as she heads back into the house. When I get home, I change into some comfortable clothes, grab myself a beer and grab my laptop. I am glad Juliet is not spending the night here. She is out with her sisters and won't be around the entire week. My phone rings as I start typing. I pick it up. It's my boss, Mrs. Rasht. I work for a gossip and entertainment newspaper and May is my latest assignment. Having realized that the magazine sales have dropped over the last couple of months, Mrs. Rasht gave us a challenge. Whoever will be able to write a story that will not only be magazine cover worthy but will help hike our sales gets a promotion to editor. After brainstorming, I decided I would find May and do an exclusive interview with her, get to hear her side of the story. Her story went viral and people said all sorts of things about her, but not once did she respond to any of those, and over the years, people have wondered what happened to her. Questions have been asked and media houses have called her for an exclusive interview, but she has turned them down. May's story is something that everyone will want to read and my boss is in support of this. The plan is to befriend May, make her trust me and get her to talk to me about her life. Every conversation we will have will be recorded to help me do an interesting story. I was given only a month to do this. Yes, boss, I respond. I know it's late, but I just wanted to find out how it went. It went well for a start, but she is covered up and it will take a lot for me to break through the walls she has built. Do you think this is something you will be able to pull off? I do, boss. Great. If you pull it off, you get a promotion and a raise. I am already excited for this. Don't disappoint me. I won't. And if you need anything for this assignment, don't forget to request. I will, boss, thank you. Good night. Good night. When I hang up the phone, I continue to write, life through the eyes of May Myrtle. At this point, every conversation is cardinal for this story. Vida. I have just put the children to sleep when a knock sounds at the door. I open it to find Mark standing on my doorstep. He has plastics on his hands. He obviously went shopping for his son. Mark is a shitty human being, but he is a good father. That's the only reason I keep him close. Even if he and I fell out, my son deserves to know his father. I open the door wide open and step aside to allow him in. I close the door behind my back and follow him into the kitchen. He is putting things in the fridge. I got things for Alex, he says. Thank you, he is sleeping at the moment. I see. How is your daughter? He asks. She is fine. Sleeping too. And you still won't tell me where you got her. I told you already. Someone dumped her on my doorstep and I decided to take her in. He shoots me a serious look. Aside from my son Alex, I have a daughter too who is almost the same age as Alex. Her name is Dawn. She is May's child. I decided to adopt her when I found out she was giving her away. I honestly did it to get back at her at first, but I love that little girl and I am not giving her up for anything. I think she deserves a better future than anyone would have given her. May is messed up. She doesn't deserve to be a mother. You and I know you didn't pick that child, so where did you get her? You should leave. Your son is sleeping and I don't want to deal with you right now. Mom wants to spend some time with Alex this weekend, he says. Mrs. Myrtle has been a huge part of my son's life. She and I are still as close as ever. I feel sorry for her though. She lost her marriage and her political career was ruined. I visit her from time to time. She told me, I will take him on Friday. Okay. Elab.